It's a contract. So instead of giving the money to the parent and the parent then gives it to the school district, DPS is just giving it right to the school.
It's very similar to a voucher. The only difference is we have the school district making a specific arrangement with a specific school, where a voucher is a parent making a specific choice.
Is this for particular kids? Are these for high needs kids, special needs kids, or just any kid who wants to go to a different school or whose parents want them to go?
Just for kids who want to be served in this kind of private school.
Does it cost more?
I'm not sure what this tuition is there, but they're able to survive on somewhere between 80 and 85% of the funding that the district gets.
All right, and your task force is looking at this as well.
Yeah, as I said, we have many proposals in here. Contract schools is something we definitely want to take a look at again. If there's a program, take example of a foreign language. I mean, within the school district, it may not be cost efficient for us to offer a multitude of foreign languages.
An English as second language kind of place, or?
Sure. I mean, let's say students want to take Mandarin Chinese or Arabic, and we want to contract with a private school that can offer that efficiently, then that makes a lot of sense to us.
All right, let's get to the juicy stuff, and let's talk politics. Now, all this sounds pretty commonsensical to me. You already have a lot of that choice in place. You know, nobody's going to complain about the transparency. That's a beautiful and wonderful thing. Right. You've got charter schools. When charter schools started here in Colorado in the late 80s, everyone was screaming inside the education establishment, this is terrible stuff. And now we've got the union saying, look, you see, we can have all this great choice inside the system. I'm guessing there's going to be some political hurdles for you, that the unions aren't going to like losing control of this, that the idea that money might go to a private school where a teacher there will be teaching those kids instead of a union teacher. Tell me what feedback you've gotten so far and how that's going to affect your decision.
Yeah, we're working very closely with our union, the American Federation of Teachers and Douglas County Federation. We have approached them and we've said, look, this can be a win-win. It's going to make the system more dynamic, but we're also going to be able to get more support from Douglas County voters. If we go to them for future increases in revenue, that'll be better salaries for teachers. And we think if we can make the case to our voters that we're offering a higher quality education with more choice, that we're paying teachers based on results in the classroom, we'll get broader support from the taxpayers.
You said something pretty sizable. Paying teachers based on the results in the classroom. This is pay for performance. It's what we do in the private sector everywhere, but in government, a good teacher gets paid the same as a lousy teacher. The only difference is their seniority and how many hours they've logged in a college classroom. Talk to me a little bit about pay for performance. Bring it here. This would be another big change in education.
It would be a big step forward. We haven't seen anything really like true pay for performance where a teacher could see their salary rise or fall based on how they're demonstrating helping students learn in the classroom.
How do you judge it?
Well, we have tools now that we didn't even have like 5 years ago, like the Colorado Growth Model, for example. And districts even are, like in Harrison down in Colorado Springs, which is led by Mike Miles, who ran for Senate several years ago. People remember that. They're using their own internal assessments to measure, and they've got a full-fledged pay-for-performance system up and running that really beats all systems.
See, I know that most school unions, teachers unions, hate that idea of pay for performance, but I've got to think there's some teachers that go home and sitting over a cup of coffee go, wait a second, that could work out really well for me. I'm a damn good teacher. Is that scaring your teachers, or is it encouraging your teachers? What's going on?
In fact, this is, I think, right now, the most exciting thing going on in Douglas County School District is we have a total partnership right now between the administration, the union, and the school board on this pay-for-performance program. And again, we set up a process. We said to the teachers, look, all we want is the pay to be based on results in the classroom. You design the system. So we essentially have tasked 100 teachers to sit down, come up with the benchmarks, the measurements, and we as a board have said, look, we're not education professionals, but we want a new system here. You folks design the benchmarks, but you assure us at the end that we're not going to have these steps and these years and that everybody's going to be, making the same amount of money. and that you're going to be protected by tenure if you're not doing a good job. You know, we want a new system of, we would see teachers making $100,000 a year, the really good teachers. You know, we want that type of system, and the teachers are buying into it.
What about the lousy teachers? And don't tell me that Douglas County doesn't have some lousy teachers. What is it that you're doing there? I mean, at some point, you can pay them less and less and hope that they go work at Orange Julius, but it's still pretty hard to fire a teacher.
Right. Well, fortunately, we had a lot of backup this year in the legislature with a bill called S-191. And so it's going to be really difficult for teachers' unions not to support a lot of reforms in this area, and I think they recognize that they want to work with us on that.
And we've only got a minute left here, but I'm noticing that teachers' unions, including the AFT down where you are in a position now that they're working more on finding this common ground. This is a little new too.
Yeah,
Makes me nervous.
Well, it is, especially the AFT. They were one of the groups that supported SB 191 reforming tenure and evaluation. I think the unions are realizing times are changing, and they better get on board.
And the good teachers, I think, is it fair to say they're encouraged by this and say, wait a second, this is an opportunity for me to bring home what I'm worth.
To be recognized for the value I'm bringing to the classroom. Yeah.
Are these changes likely to happen? What do you think?
I believe they will. And on the teacher pay, I'll just say we've been fortunate to attract the best teachers in the state, and they want this kind of change. And I imagine there's going to get more. Jon, thank you. Ben, thank you. I wish you the luck. It's an amazing thing to watch, and it's an open process, so everybody ought to go down there and check it out. But most importantly, thank you for spending time watching Devil's Advocate. By all means, listen for me late night on 850 KOA. Check out our webpage, which is independenceinstitute.org. Tell a friend, and well, come back next week. I'll be here. We'll see you then.